The heartbreak no one sees coming. She loved him completely, stood by him through chaos, cooked, cleaned, encouraged, prayed, stayed, and still he left. Not slowly, not with confusion. Just one day he was gone. No closure, no thank you, just silence. She didn't cheat, she didn't lie, she didn't disappear when life got hard. She was there, the kind of woman songs are written about. But she's not singing. She's sitting in pieces trying to understand why love wasn't enough. This isn't rare. It's a silent epidemic. The loyalty illusion. Loyalty doesn't guarantee love will last. A woman can give her soul and still be left alone. Because loyalty is beautiful, but it doesn't fix everything. Some women believe being loyal is enough. That standing by a man through thick and thin will earn his forever. But relationships are not merit systems. They run on connection, not credit. She's thinking, I did everything right. But doing everything right doesn't always lead to the right outcome. Emotional starvation. A man can leave even when he's not being heard, because he's not being seen. He may feel supported but not emotionally connected. She's giving time, effort, meals, devotion. But he may still feel emotionally homeless. If a man can't feel deeply understood, he drifts. He might not know how to articulate what's missing, but something feels off. It's not about the dinners or the sex. It's about how seen he feels when he's vulnerable. And if he doesn't feel that, he checks out, quietly. When giving turns into losing yourself, loyal women often lose themselves in the process. They give so much they forget who they are. Their identity becomes their sacrifice. Their worth gets tied to how much they offer. But when a woman becomes a caretaker instead of a partner, it creates imbalance. She stops expressing her needs. She silences her dreams. She bends to make things work. And ironically, that very sacrifice begins to suffocate the relationship. Not because she's wrong for giving, but because she forgot to keep something for herself. The fix-him trap. Some loyal women see brokenness and take it as a mission. They try to heal him, fix him, save him. But healing is personal work. If a man hasn't chosen to confront his pain, no amount of loyalty will rescue him. Trying to be his therapist, mother, motivator, and lover wears down the dynamic. He doesn't feel like a man. She feels like a mechanic. Eventually, resentment builds on both sides. She's drained. He's defensive. And love starts to feel more like work than warmth. The silent resentment. A man can resent the very woman who stayed, because her presence reminds him of his failures. Her loyalty becomes a mirror. And if he's not ready to look at himself, he pulls away from the person who sees him too clearly. He may say, I feel smothered, or I need space. But what he really means is, I don't like who I am in this reflection. The more loyal she becomes, the more guilty he feels. He leaves not because she hurt him, but because he couldn't rise to meet her loyalty. Love doesn't feel like freedom anymore. If a man begins to associate a relationship with pressure instead of peace, he pulls away. Not all men want to leave, but many feel emotionally cornered and don't know how to process it. He may feel like he's being measured constantly, like every day is a test he's failing. She's doing everything, but he feels weighed down, not lifted. And sometimes it's not about her actions. It's about his internal prison. The more she gives, the more trapped he feels. So he runs. Attraction fades when there's no polarity. Relationships thrive on balance. Masculine and feminine energy, independence and intimacy. When a woman gives endlessly, the energy becomes maternal, not magnetic. He stops seeing her as his partner and starts seeing her as his safety net. That shift kills desire. She's still beautiful, still kind, still everything he should want. But attraction isn't rational, it's emotional. If he no longer feels drawn to her fire, he drifts toward the spark he lost. The identity crisis. Men who haven't matured emotionally will leave good women because they feel unworthy. A loyal woman exposes his lack of direction. She forces him to confront his values. If he hasn't found his identity outside of the relationship, he feels lost. And instead of building himself, he blames the connection. Some men think leaving will help them find themselves. They say, I just need time to figure things out. What they really mean is, I don't feel like a man next to you because you're already whole. Loyalty isn't sexy when it's one-sided. Giving love is beautiful. But when it's not reciprocated, it creates imbalance. She's pouring, he's sipping. She's checking in, he's checking out. And the more she loves, the more he takes. Until he feels entitled to the loyalty without appreciating it. He leaves not because she wasn't loyal, but because he was never required to match it. And when something comes too easily, some people stop valuing it. They confuse consistency with boredom, even though it's actually a rare gift. When loyalty becomes enabling. Some women stay through disrespect, lies, withdrawal. They think loyalty means staying no matter what. But staying through constant emotional damage isn't strength. It's self-neglect. Men sometimes leave because they know they can keep taking without consequences. And ironically, that makes them feel disgusted with themselves. They say they want a good woman, but if they can't match her, they run. Sometimes to avoid hurting her more. Sometimes to continue doing wrong elsewhere without guilt. Society rewards his freedom, shames her attachment. When a man leaves, people say, he needs to grow. When a woman stays, people say, she should have known better. The world applauds his need for space and independence, but shames her for wanting commitment. Loyal women are often gaslit into silence. They're told, you picked the wrong guy. But loyalty isn't a mistake. Misplaced loyalty is, she loved with honor. That's not her shame to carry. The regret they don't talk about. Many men regret leaving, but pride and silence keep them from saying it. Years later, they see the value of the woman they left behind. When their new life feels hollow, they remember the comfort of real connection. They remember the peace, the care, the loyalty. But by then she's different. She's stronger. She's not begging anymore. She's no longer the same woman who gave everything. She learned what loyal women need to understand. Loving deeply is not a weakness, but self-betrayal is. A loyal woman must love herself with the same intensity she gives to others. That means recognizing when love turns into pain. That means walking away when being loyal costs your dignity. Loyalty should be mutual. It should feel safe, not draining. It should grow both people, not just carry one. Give yes, but never give so much that you forget you deserve to receive. How to rebuild when he leaves. Healing starts when you realize it wasn't your failure. It was a reflection of his limits, not your worth. Take your loyalty and pour it into yourself. Start building the version of you that no one can abandon, because she stands rooted in her own love. You don't have to become cold. You just have to become clear. You deserve a love that doesn't run when things get deep. A love that values your loyalty as a rare treasure, not a free service. Closing message, loyalty redefined. Loyal women don't lose. They get redirected. Sometimes heartbreak is the universe stepping in to protect your heart from someone who didn't know how to hold it. You gave everything. You did it with purity, with honesty, with faith. That matters. But now it's time to give to the one person who stayed through it all, you. Let your next chapter be louder than the silence he left behind.